Hey everybody, welcome into my new content. So about a month ago, I ordered some books. One of them is Atomic Habits. So I read it so far, and today I decide to summarize these books and read all the summaries for you guys and count them in 184 pages, number page. So I'm gonna summarize this whole books. Uh, I'm beginning to understand the whole concept of this book. It's all about self improvement and developing self habits, particularly for the person who have a desired goal upon anything, and that's for general people as well, how to break bad ones and how to create good habits. So thank you very much. I'm gonna summarize this book. So that's book by James Clear. So yeah, I will summarize this whole book on this one video. So stay locked in. By the way, I don't have any great video camera stand. That's why I don't have the angle to show you exact page what I am reading about my files. So sorry for that because I uh, don't have that setup camera for that, but I ordered one previously, but that didn't work. That's a stand where that stand were longer than necessary. That doesn't fit in there. That I can expand it. That isn't worth it. So that's gone wrong. Let's forget about it. Just do it anyway. Okay. Well, probably there are 12, 12 pages of summaries. I have to summarize. Um, where is those? Okay, it is first chapter summary of first chapter. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day counts for a lot in the long run. Second mark. Habits are a double-edged sword. They can work for you or against you, which is why understanding the details is essential. Third marks. Small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold. The most powerful outcomes of any compounding process are delayed. You need to be patient. Fourth, an atomic habit is a little bit an atomic habit is a little bit that is part of a larger system, just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules. Atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable result. Fifth, if you want better result, then forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead. Sixth, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. So that's one of the popular statement of this book. That's really true. I can relate to that. Anyway, so we're done with our first. By the way, this video will be a bit longer than the usual because I have to summarize the whole book, and I'm waiting to make this video for so long time because I'm not making much videos daily basis for my busy routine. But hopefully I'll get back into my that routine. So chapter summary. For one, there are three levels of change: outcome change, process change, and identity change. Two, the most effective way to change your habits to focus not on what you want to achieve, but who you wish to become. Three, your identity emerges of your habits. Every action is both for the type of person you used to become. Fourth, becoming the best version of yourself requires you to continuously read your beliefs and to upgrade and expand your identity. Fifth, the real reason habits matter is not because they can get you better result, although they can do that, but because they can change your beliefs about yourself. That was the second chapter. That was the second chapter. Third chapter. 1. A habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough time to become automatic. The ultimate purpose of habits is to solve the problems of life with as little energy and effort as possible. 3. Any habit can be broken down into feedback loop that involves 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. 4. The 4 laws of behavior change, a simple set of rules we can use to build better habits. They're 1. Make it obvious. 2. Make it attractive. 3. Make it easy. And 4. Make it satisfying. So that was third chapter. They say third chapter, and this is the first law. Make it all obvious. Of that, I'm gonna read the summary, chapter summary. 1. Within a practice, your brain will pick up on the cues that predict certain outcomes without conscious, con- consciously. I don't know how to pronounce this. Consciously, probably. I, can you see that? With my finger upon the word. Why doesn't it? It doesn't appear clearly onto the screen. I don't know why. Consciously thinking about it. Third, our habits. Third or second, sorry. Once our habits become automatic, we stop paying attention to what we're doing. Third, the process of behavior change always starts with awareness. You need to be aware of your habits before you can change them. Fourth, pointing and calling rises your level of awareness from an unconscious habit to more conscious level by verbalizing your actions. Fifth, the habits scorecard is a simple exercise you can use to become more aware of your behavior. Chapter 5, we're going in. That was chapter 4. Chapter 5, the first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. To The two most common cues are time and location. 3. Creating an implementation intention is a strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a specific time and location. Fourth, the implementation intention formula is I will behavior at time in location. Habit stacking is a strategy you can use to pair a new habit with a current habit. For fifth, sixth, the habit is stacking formula is after current habit, I will new habit, proof of new habit. Chapter 6. Okay, chapter 6 summary. I already read this, man, but I'm summarizing for these videos. As I said before, I'm on 180 84 probably pages, number of pages. So let's just summarize. 1. One small changes in context can lead to large change in behavior over time. 2. Every habit is initiated by a cue we are most likely to notice cues that stand out. 3. Make the cues of good habits obvious in your environment. 4. Gradually, your habits become associated with a single trigger but with the entire context surrounding the behavior. The context become the cue. Fifth, it is easier to build new habits in a new environment because you are not fighting against old cues. Chapter 7, Self Control. The secret to self control. Where's summer time? Yeah, chapter summary. The inversion of the first law of behavior change it make it invisible. Once a habit is formed, it is unlikely to be forgotten. People with high self-control tend to spend less time with tempting situation. It's easier to avoid temptation than resist it. One of the most practical way to eliminate a bad habit is to reduce exposure to the cues that causes it. Fifth, self-control is a short-term strategy, not long-term one. Okay, chapter 8. I'm sweating, guys, just for your better audio quality. Chapter 8, probably. The second law of behavior change it make it attractive. The more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it is to become habit forming. 3. Habits are dopamine driven feedback loop. When dopamine rises, so does your motivation to act. It is the anticipation of rewarded, not the fulfillment of it, that gets us to take action. The greatest the anticipation, the greater the dopamine spike. Fifth, temptation building is one way to make your habits more attractive. The strategy is to pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. Chapter 9. How many chapters are there really? I wonder. Whatever, we'll end it. We'll finish it. One of the most effective things, one, sorry, that's I messed some sort of. One, the culture we live in determines which behavior are attractive to us. Two, we tend to adopt habits that are praised and approved of our culture because we have a strong desire to fit in and belong to the tribe. Third, we tend to imitate the habits of three social groups: the closest family and friends, the many, the tribe, and the powerful, those with status and prestige. Fourth, one of the most effective things you can do to build better habits is to join a culture where your desired behavior is normal behavior, and two, you already have something is common with the group. Fourth, the normal behavior is the tribe often overpowers the desired behavior of the individuals. Most days we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than be right by ourselves. 6. Is a behavior can get us approval. If a behavior can get us approval, respect, and praise, we find it attractive. Chapter. This is 10th chapter. 1. The inversion of the second law of behavior change is make it unattractive. 2. Every behavior has a surface level craving and deeper underlying motive. Third, your Habits are modern day solution to ancient desire. The cause of your habit is currently the prediction that precedes them. The prediction leads to feeling. Highlights the benefits of avoiding bad habits is to make it seem attractive. Habits are attractive when you associate them with positive feelings and are unattractive when we associate them with negative feelings. Create a motivation ritual by doing something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. Chapter 11. Walk slowly but never backward. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm not walking backward but slowly as it relates to my journey. So, probably 11th chapter summary. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy to. The most effective form of learning is practice, not planning. Third, 3. Focus on taking action, not being in motion. Fourth, habit forming is the process by the which a behavior becomes progressively more automatic through repetition. 5. The amount of time you have been performing a habit is not as important as the number of time you have performed it. Chapter 12. I read so many pages, man. I'm currently on 80, 184 pages, but we are summarizing less than that. We're on perhaps 158. Half of that book is summarized, but as I said previously, that this video might get a bit longer, but I'm sorry about that. I'm resisting the temptation of that, and I'm currently sweating. Probably that's the 12th chapter. 1. Human behavior follows the laws of least effort. We will naturally gravitate toward the option that requires the least amount of work. 2. Create an environment where doing the right thing is easy as possible. 3. Reduce the friction associated with good behaviors. When friction is low, habits are easy. 4th, increase the friction associated with bad behaviors. When friction is high, habits are difficult. 5th, prime your environment to make future actions easier. 13th chapter, how to stop procrastinating by using 2 minutes rule. We're getting closer to my current level. So, okay. 13th chapter summary. Habits can be performed in a few seconds, but continue to impact your behavior for minutes or hours afterward. 2. Many habits occur at decisive moments, choices that are like a fork in the road, and either send you in the direction of productive day or an unproductive day. Unproductive one, excuse me. 3. The 2 minute rule of states when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. 4th, the more you visualize the beginning of a process, the more likely it becomes that you can slip into the state of deep focus that is required to do great things. 5th, standardize before you optimize. You can improve a habit that doesn't exist. The chapter summary of probably 14th chapter. We're getting closer to end it. 1. The inversion of third law behavior tends to make it difficult. 2. A commitment device is a choice you make in present that locked in better behavior in the future. 3rd, the ultimate way to lock in future behavior is to automate your habits. 4th, one-time choice like buying a better mattress or enrolling in an automatic savings plan are single actions that automate your future habits and deliver increasing returns over time. Fifth, using technology to automate your habit is the most reliable and effective way to generate the right behavior. Fifteenth chapter summary. 1. The fourth law of behavior changes make it satisfying. 2. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. Third, the human brain evolved to prioritize immediate rewards over delayed rewards. Fourth, the cardinal rules of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Fifth, to get a habit to fifth, to get a habit to stick, you need to feel immediately successful, even if it's in a small way. Six, the first three laws of behavior change make it obvious, make it attractive, and make it easy. Increase the odds that a behavior will be performed this time. The fourth law of behavior change make it satisfying. Increase the odds that a behavior will be repeated next time. Chapter 16. Where way more than I think this chapter, this book contains. Anyway, as we once said that we do have to end it, so two-thirds of it we just completed. One of the most one of 16th chapter. One of the most satisfying feeling is the feelings of making progress. Yeah, I can relate to that. To a habit tracker is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit, like marking an X on a calendar. Three, habit trackers and other visual forms of measurement can make your habits satisfying by providing clear evidence of your progress. Three, don't break the chain. Try to keep your habit streak alive. Fourth, never miss twice. If you miss one day, try to get back on track as quickly as possible. Six, just because you can measure something doesn't mean it is the most important thing. Sometimes I mess up with, cataloging there, calling with numbers. Excuse me that. This video might get longer than half hour, but as we said before, so, okay, chapter 17. 1. The inversion of fourth law of behavior change it makes us unsatisfying. 2. We are less likely to repeat bad habit if it is painful or unsatisfying. Third, an accountability partner can create an immediate cost to intention. We are deeply about what others think of us, and we do not want others to have it later lasers opinion of us. Fourth, a habit contract can be used to add a social cost to any behavior. It makes the cost of violating your promise public and painful. Fifth, knowing that someone else is watching can be a powerful motivator. We're getting closer to that. So, chapter number 18. Symmetrize. One, the secret to maximizing your odds of success is to choose the right fields of computation. Sorry for background noise. There is another guy ahead of me talking with his brother. I'm sorry for the background. To pick the right habit and progress it easy, pick the wrong habit and life is struggle. Third, genes cannot be easily changed, which means they provide a powerful advantage in favorable circumstances and serious disadvantage in unfavorable circumstances. Fourth, habits are easier when they align with your natural abilities. Choose the habits that best suits you. Fifth, play a game that favors your strengths. If you can't find a game that favors you, create one. Six, genes do not eliminate the need of hard work. They clarify it. They tell us what to work hard work. Hard work. Chapter 19, chapter summary. 1. The Goldilocks rule states that human experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are right on the edge of their current abilities. 2. The greatest threat to success is not failure but boredom. Third, as habits become routine, they become less interesting and less satisfying. We get bored. Fourth, anyone can work hard when they feel motivated. It's the ability to keep going when work isn't exciting that makes the difference. Fifth, professionals stick to schedule any tedious let life get in the way. 20. The downside of creating good habits. Wow, that's interesting. Can't wait to read that chapter, and that's might be one of the interesting chapters because he's gonna explain what are some flip side of create ones because everything has a flip side. Okay. Chapter 12, chapter summary 1. The upside of habit is that we can do things without thinking. The downside is that we stop paying attention to little errors. Yeah, that's true. 3. Habits plus deliberate practice equal to mastery. Third, reflection and review is a process that allows you to remain conscious of your performance over time. Fourth, the trigger weaves cycling to an identity, the harder it becomes to grow beyond it. Conclusion, the secret to results that last. Okay, probably 253 pages we read so far, and it's this size. Probably that book has end there. That's a appendix. Apparently, appendix. What should you read next? There's also some recommendation of the following author. Uh, you, you shouldn't. I mean, you don't need to read this, but if you enjoy his, I mean, way of thinking, then you could just read it, no matter what. We're done probably. There is no more chapter summary, but we're looking for more. There, so for 220 chapter summary, and we're at the 184 number of pages. I should read these, by the way, these segments, because they talk about the pleasure chemicals, so-called dopamine. So I really want to hear about that pleasure chemical, what we are craving for, and I just realized to me, and I really can understand deeply inside me. I should read this probably. And they just mentioned where which topic were disclosed. Yeah, we're done with that reading chapter summary. I have to put my string right there where we were there. So I'm putting something so that I can get this page number easily. Otherwise, that mess up. So thank you very much. That is complete half hour videos. So I'm gonna post it right after recording. So thank you very much. I mean, the greatest thing has been accomplished of these days. So thank you. I can very much sense it, that sense of accomplishment. Thank you.